Hello, welcome to another Thursday Travel Talk with Travel Time. I am pleased today to be joined by Jen Zammit, who is with us to talk about Monograms. Travel Time is a full-service travel agency located in Canada, but we have branches in the U.S. as well. So any of our U.S. friends who are joining us today, this information is relevant for you and we can assist you with your travel. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Lois. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I'm really excited to be able to share with you some more information about one of my favorite travel styles, which is our Monograms product. You may not necessarily know Monograms by name, though it is part of the Globus family of brands. So that encompasses our motor coach travel style, as well as Avalon Waterways, our river cruise product line. So Monograms is completely different. It's the best kept secret in the travel industry, I think.
I've noticed the Monograms, and we have booked it for our clients. Haven't gotten to experience it for myself yet, but I know the information that's put out there, and there is a really famous video that I'm going to add to the chat for everybody to watch afterwards. But Monograms is definitely, I don't know about a secret because we certainly do not want to keep this a secret.
No.
It is the very best way to travel independently.
Totally agree. And the best part about it is you pick your destination, and we have worldwide destinations for you to choose from. And we basically plan all of the hotels, your transportation from point A to point B. We have sightseeing and meals included, but the best part is it's for the independent traveler. So you're not traveling with others. It's just your own little travel bubble, which I think moving forward is going to be very, very popular.
That word bubble, I think we may have heard that enough already, but just to briefly speak about this past year and the impact that it's had, I understand that, you know, your trips are getting back on track again.
Yes, definitely. You know, we are planning to travel full force as of this fall. 2022 is very, very busy already. And that's just because of pent-up demand, of course. But with Monograms, one of the great things about it is there's flexible start dates. So you're not necessarily have to look at, you know, certain departures. You can kind of fit it into your own schedule. So you have to leave on a Saturday and come back on a Sunday, which is kind of nice. And
that flexibility is really important because sometimes if people are trying to do something pre or post cruise, for example, you know, they want to add on a few days independent, but yet organized. So that flexibility of dates is golden.
Exactly. And we take care of everything. Like I said, you know, we'll pick you up from the airport. It's a private transfer. You have hand selected hotels. So you don't have to spend all of that time researching hotels and reading reviews and all of that. So we take all of that stress and we save you so much time, and time is money, of course. And we give you a choice so you can actually pick the hotel that kind of resonates with you and your personal travel style. You could be like me and be a hotel snob, so want the most expensive one. Or, you know, you might want to opt in for the included hotel that the package's starting price comes from. And, you know, because you want to spend money on attractions and dining and shopping, of course.
Yes, that sounds like a great way to experience like a variety of places for sure. So just what trends are you seeing going forward? Like, I know everybody's very anxious to get, you know, back into the travel mode and start to experience life and living and travel again. But what are you seeing as being the popular choices going forward?
Lots of multi-generational travel. So I think because everybody has been apart for so long and we've missed holidays together, you know, we see a lot of multi-generational travel, you know, whether it's grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and grandkids, which is nice, you know, as well as bucket list trips. So again, I think because a lot of people kind of budget every year for their vacation, now they have all of this excess funds that they haven't been able to spend previously. and they've really reprioritized their bucket lists. And they're like, you know what, as soon as I can travel, I'm going to do the biggest, most expensive trip I can, that because I want to make sure I get it in there. And I'm not disappointed, or God forbid we have to wait, something else happens. So lots and lots.
While we're talking about the bucket list here, I didn't mention at the start, but if anybody has any questions throughout that they would like further explanation on, please type it in. And we're talking about bucket lists. So if you're listening in today and you have some destinations on your bucket list, just pop them into the chat box. And we'll ask Jennifer to talk about those in particular around the Monograms experience. So go ahead and do that.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
So as far as flexibility, we know that we can start at any day, any date in the calendar of the month, which is a really, really flexible option. But as far as talk about the booking in advance, how far should people book in advance, and what are the conditions around booking and refundable deposits, cancellation changes, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so, things have changed dramatically in the last little bit. With Monograms, I really recommend that you do book early. Just because for Africa, for example, which probably is on a lot of people's bucket lists, it's private safaris. So we only have so many vehicles, for these destinations. So again, it's just best to book, as far as possible in advance. Galapagos, another bucket list destination, same thing. There's only so many cabins on the ship, and availability is very scarce for 2022 already for Galapagos. Other than that, it's a non-refundable deposit. I know everybody is a little apprehensive perhaps about putting money down right now, but with us, we have a peace of mind travel plan. So that basically means if, for some reason we are still experiencing fallout and there's restrictions for certain destinations due to COVID in 2022, or the remainder of 2021, you have the flexibility to change your trip to something further in the future. So that could be date, it could be destination, it could be pretty much anything as long as it's done before final payment. And final payment's not due until 180 days prior to departure.
So you wouldn't lose that deposit, is what you're saying?
No.
Well, that's a really, really key point. And I think that kind of a policy is a really good policy. It always would be a good policy, but particularly now, to give people the confidence to be able to have that bucket list or that choice vacation on hold. But knowing that, at 180 days prior, I will have a much better idea than I do today. And exactly. I will still be able to make changes and not lose anything. So that's key. We like that.
And, because of the pent-up demand and the scarcity with some trips for 2022, we've had to release 2023 space much earlier, and that is selling like hotcakes as well. So, that's a year and a half in advance. So, like I said, it's better to book and not be disappointed.
It really is a good idea to book in advance. And I can say that from our clients' perspective, I know that people, that last minute trip thing is very underrated, or overrated, I guess is the word. Overrated. Because space for what you really want is usually not possible at the last minute. And plus, you've then lost out on all of that time where you're looking forward and planning and even dreaming about, the memories you're going to create. And they are just as enjoyable in advance as they are in hindsight, in my opinion. And also about the private small groups, like you said, the private safaris, that's a really, really wonderful option that is available to people. Having been blessed myself to enjoy some travel in very small groups, I can say that nothing compares to that private or very small group experience when you're getting to do something that's like a memorable occasion.
Yeah, and with Monograms, it is all about the memories. In destination, you'll have a local host that you have access to. So this is an individual that works for the Globus family of brands. They know that destination inside and out. It's kind of like your private concierge while you're traveling with us.
Right.
And they're there, God forbid, if there is an emergency or you do need, there's something that comes up and you need them to facilitate something for you. Plus, they speak the language, which I think is invaluable.
Right.
But it's much better than going it alone and being in a foreign country where you don't speak the language. So this way, you kind of have that extra safeguard that you have someone at your side if needed. And the nice thing too is you have the flexibility to go off and explore on your own. So it's not a structured day. There are, city sightseeing included with VIP access, like skip the line. So you're not standing in line all day, like trying to get into the Coliseum, which is, again, such an added value. And everything's prepaid in Canadian dollars, right? So you kind of, dog ear that money, put it aside, and then you can start actually dreaming and looking at your itinerary and figuring out what little extras you want to do and start researching maybe special restaurants that you want to visit and things like that. So I love Monograms. Like I said, it's my personal way that I prefer to travel. I'm an Aquarius, so I don't like being told what to do. So I like having my own freedom. But the best part is I don't have to think, right? I don't have to wonder how I'm getting from point A to point B or go to the, get to the Coliseum. All of the transportation is taken care of for you, including intra-vacation flights. So again, huge value. You're not trying to figure out timetables and things like that or airline schedules. It's all done for you. Easy, easy.
That is such a time saver, but also a headache saver. Like when you have your itinerary in hand, you know exactly from day to day. You do have your free time, and I wish there were some of our clients that have booked Monograms that were on our chat today. We should have invited them and specifically to exchange with us here, because that is some of the feedback that I've taken. Is that just knowing that you're not with a group all the time and you have that free time to do your own thing and explore, but having that itinerary in hand that tells you exactly, when and how you're going to get between point A and point B. That's
exactly
key.
Exactly. And the nice thing too is it's all in one place because it's all with one company, right? So you're not through emails trying to find a hotel confirmation because it's booked with XYZ, and then you're paying out of pocket for taxis. And as much as taxis try, are most of them are very trustworthy. There are those that take advantage of tourists when they don't speak the language and take them the long way and all of that. So you don't have to worry about any of that, which is fabulous.
So if somebody were taking considering a Monograms for their first time, what is the top 3 destinations or trips that people tend to be drawn to initially?
We are known for Europe. We have an incredible Europe product, and we kind of piggyback that off of our Globus trips, of course, and our Avalon Waterways river cruising. But I find for my accounts and what I see coming through is the Africas. It's the destinations that clients might not have the confidence to book on their own completely. And they want that safety net of having a local host at their disposal to help them. And they don't know the destination, so they don't want to try to figure out which hotels are better. There's always, ones that are going to might be a great deal, but they're in the wrong side of town type of thing. So they don't have to worry about any of that. We give you usually about 5 options when it comes to hotels, and some of them are chains, some of them are boutiques, some of them are historical. So like I said, you can kind of select which one is best for you and your personal style.
And that would have a range of price points as well.
Exactly. Yeah. But Galapagos and South America are extremely popular. Peru, we do an incredible Peru program, and you can actually, add Galapagos to it if you like as well. And for the Galapagos, we do have different types of ships available with our Monograms program. So we have more of a traditional expedition ship, the Santa Cruz, and then we have the Coral, which is more of like a super yacht. So again, you can pick what kind of resonates with you and what your travel style is, and budget, of course.
One of the trips that has been interesting to me when I've looked at it and booked it for clients is something that involves a couple of different cities in Europe. So I've been to Europe a few times. I know what the cost is of hotels and transfers and all of that. And being able to put this together into one package price is a phenomenal value for number one, but it's also so convenient.
Yes, very.
So those factors, there's obviously different ways to look at it, but those factors are both very important.
Exactly. And, like I said, we have a great Europe lineup as well. We do all the major, cities, London, Paris, of course, one of my favorite cities, Venice, Rome. And like I said, we find that there's some treasures out there too that we offer with Monograms, like Fiji, so great for honeymooners. We also do Colombia, which is an incredible destination. Panama, so lots and lots of options. And like I said, the best part is you're never alone because you always have the local host at your disposal. And we also have a fabulous app called the Monograms Go app. So when you do have free time to go off and explore on your own, your local hosts can make recommendations for restaurants and shopping and attractions and things like that from a local perspective. But then you can also find them on the app, and the app is complimentary to download. It's complimentary to use while you're abroad because it doesn't take data or Wi-Fi. It's a satellite technology. And it has in there, currency converters. There is kind of like a Google's map type of thing where if you are trying to find the best gelato in Rome, it will give you walking directions to it as well as walking directions back to the hotel. There is so much on there. It really was kind of designed to really fit a Monograms type of client. So somebody who likes to kind of go off and explore on their own, but we don't want you getting lost.
Right. So let's talk about if somebody comes to us at travel time and wants 3-city tour in Europe, for example. What is their experience like? I know that we have all the information, we have contact with you, and we can certainly set them up for, confirmation on the tour of their choice. But then once they're booked, like at what point do they get access to, insider information, I guess?
Well, we actually we have optional excursions that can be purchased as well. So those are available for clients to customize their Monograms trip even further 90 days prior.
Right.
It's great. But we also have sort of a guideline as to pricing beforehand, so you can sort of budget as to what you'd like to do. And then after that, there is just a wealth of information on the app. So once you have your booking number 90 days prior, you can go in and kind of start exploring that and seeing what that's all about. And you can kind of flag things on your to-do list through the app.
I love that because that is what I was just talking about with that anticipation and, creating that planning and excitement for the trip that's coming. Being able to access all of that prior to the trip is a really, really important piece of the equation, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then once they've arrived, say I've booked and I'm landing in London, and I arrive on my Air Canada flight that is maybe direct from St. John's. I don't know. We may have that one day again. But I arrive in London. What then?
Yeah, so once they collect their bags, they'll be greeted by a private driver who will take them to their hotel. The local host is available at the hotel for them. They'll check in. Usually the first day is just kind of a relaxing day just to kind of get your bearings. But the local host is available to them at any time. So you go down and say, hey, what would be a great restaurant recommendation? We're kind of fancying Thai food or whatever the case may be. And again, he'll be able to, or she will be able to help them The best part is, like I said, that they know that city like the back of their hand. So they're not going to send you to the touristy places per se. They're going to make sure that you get an authentic experience, and you're going to be, your clients are going to be, immersed in the culture and more of a community type of feel of experience, and not just, there's a Papa John's around the corner type of thing, right? So again, it's making sure that your clients really have the most, like I said, the most authentic experience for that destination, and they get to do it on their own terms and follow their own passions and interests. And
there would be just a framework of included things, and then
exactly
free time and advice to do things that are of interest to them for their own time.
And on our multi-day like expansive trips, like the Peru, for example, every day there are included excursions and events, and all of the transportation to and from those are included. Breakfast is always included with all Monograms destinations. There are destinations, however, like Africa, where you might be in a little bit more of a remote area. So you'll have more meals included. So it does change, depending on the itinerary, or Galapagos when you're on the ship. But like I said, it's just a phenomenal way to travel on your own, with your own traveling companions. The skip the line is such a time saver. The first time I went to Rome, I didn't do skip the line, and I literally was in the line for 7 hours. And nobody wants to do that. That's not fun for anyone.
No. It's not a good use of your time.
No, exactly. So, and you can't leave. It's not like anybody's going to hold your space, right? So,
right.
Yeah. So skip the line is included with many destinations. Again, depending on the day-by-day itinerary. But, in Peru, we do the 360 train to Machu Picchu. There's 2 days of entrance fees included with Machu Picchu as well. So you can experience the incredible sunsets as well as the sunrise. And, speaking of Machu Picchu, we have 3 amazing hotels there. One's right at the base of the ruins, which is my favorite. It's the Sumac Hotel. So again, if you really want to get the most out of your Machu Picchu and Peru experience, that's probably the hotel I would suggest. The others are just slightly a little further out, but they're, again, all vetted, so you don't have to worry about the reviews and things like that. We have been around for over 90 years fulfilling travel dreams, and we have extensive, confident, relationships with our hotel partners worldwide.
So we'll go back to our trip from London. So the day that we're leaving from London and we're going to go to Paris, I think we're going on the high-speed train. So how does that look? Like Monograms, I understand they take care of the between point A and point B, but like, will somebody meet me at the hotel and take you to the train?
Yep. So it's, again, all private transportation. We'll take you to the train. They'll actually buy your tickets for you so that you're not trying to read French and make sure that you're going in the right direction at the right time. So they'll help you do that and make sure that you get on the correct train. And then when you get to Paris, you'll be met with your new local host in that destination and taken to your hotel there. So
if it was an airport transfer instead, they would do that, and again, somebody would meet you at the other end. That is like white glove service all the way, correct?
Exactly. And you know what? Private transfers on their own are quite expensive. So again, it's the whole package. It's all included. It's one price, and it's seamless. And I think that's what is really important when you're traveling abroad, is just want a seamless, experience.
It sounds, everything that I've heard, read, and seen about Monograms sounds like an ideal way to travel. And like, there's no two ways about that, of having that white glove seamless point A to point B, everything taken care of. It sounds like, any traveler's dream come true, really.
Exactly.
So just, if somebody's like never heard of monograms before and they're listening to us today, and obviously anybody who's listened in so far would want to take a monograms tour, what would you put out there as being the monograms difference? Because we're familiar with some other companies, some other tours, some other, organized travel like this. So what would be the monograms claim to fame, so to speak, for something that is different and above the rest?
Well, we're actually the only ones in the industry that offer something unique like this. So it is an all-in-one encompassing package, but you also have all of the other components included, like your private transfers to and from your attractions and things like that. Plus, I think the cherry on top is having the local host. So this individual knows they have a copy of your travel documents. So if you lose anything, they speak the language, and they're really there to make sure you have the best experience in that destination. So, there are other companies where you could book your hotel and your transfer to your hotel and things like that. But once you're there, you're kind of on your own. So this is the best of both worlds. We take care of all of the little, fiddly bits, all the components. And you just get to sit back and enjoy and not worry about how you're getting from point A to point B. It's all prepaid, like I said. So you have, but you still have the flexibility to go off and explore and really customize the trip to suit your own personal preferences and passions.
So it's really an individualized service,
yes,
and a VIP experience. So whatever your preferences are and whatever your interests are, you'll have time to explore and do those, but everything's arranged for you and all the guesswork is taken out of every part of it that could be misinterpreted by somebody who doesn't speak the language, as you said.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great way to travel. And once
sign me up.
Yeah, because once you travel monograms, you'll never go back. You will.
Yeah, and actually that's exactly the feedback I've gotten from clients who've booked monograms and enjoyed that experience. So it's good to know that there are opportunities all over the world, really. You can go to South America, you can go to Europe, you can go to, wherever your bucket list takes you. Monograms is there, it sounds like.
Exactly. It like I said, it's once you do it, it's addicting. So you've been warned.
I'll take the warning and I'll sign up for the first opportunity that comes along. So this has been a very enriching chat here today. Lots of great information. So thank you very much for taking the time and joining us to talk about the great experience that's known as Monograms Tours. Travel Time is well-versed in this as well as many other types of travel, and we have a team that would be more than willing to assist with anybody who has travel plans or questions or things going forward that they would like assistance with. And we do hope to be able to help you with a Monograms tour really soon. And in the chat, we will put in the link to that famous video that we mentioned because it does show the Monograms difference really, really well.
Exactly.
Thanks again, Jennifer.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.